Here we are. Welcome to UTB Blogcast number 17. We have Roy from Barry IL with us.
Hey, what's up?
Chap is alive and kicking after a trip to the U.S.
Only just. Hi,
Yeah.
everyone.
I can't believe you made it
to
back
everybody
alive.
in LA I spoke to.
Way too awesome.
And, of course, Dave and I, the two that are always here.
Yes, we're the bottom of the barrel.
We saw an official video of the Priv today. Not a leak. We actually saw two official videos of the Priv today. So what do you think? We've seen it now. We've seen the hub. We've seen how the hub works. Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen the way the hub actually works in depth. I don't know whether it's for lack of a better term, a surface kind of a thing. I don't know how deep it goes, whether you're going to be able to look at files and share them or whatnot. But
Okay. I can tell you that I saw the hub, and my friend saw the hub. I will not tell you the source, but you can share like you do it in BlackBerry 10. The only thing that disappointed me in the hub of the Priv is that it's an app. You don't have the gesture to move it to move the screen and you see it. You need to open the app and then you will get the hub. Little bit
Right.
annoying.
So Roy, you're saying that us typical users are wanting to swipe up and then to the right, and we're going to get into the hub, or we're going to swipe all the way to the right and we're going to get into the hub. That's not what's happening here.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for us.
Yeah, I think we sort of expected that, but it's really, really cool to hear that my phone is ringing, and I hate that. But anyway, it's really cool to hear that there's some deeper aspects to the hub that we are used to, and that to me is of great importance, because the deeper it can get into the file system, the better it is to me.
And even if you want to choose an account like you do in BlackBerry 10, you will not swipe up, but you have the three little dots of the Android, and you can touch it and you can choose what account you want to see, and not the whole hub like we do in BlackBerry 10. So
I wasn't expecting the swipe. I wasn't expecting the swipe to get into the hub, but I was really hoping that you could swipe into the individual accounts.
I was having a discussion about this with somebody earlier today, and it seems to me that our usual peek and flow gestures, all of that stuff that we're used to as BlackBerry 10 users, is not hub oriented. It's BlackBerry 10 oriented. So for them to then go to Android, and for us to hope that we've got those gestures, it's not going to happen, because that's not the way that Android's engineered. In my opinion, we were always going to lose the peak and flow. There was no way we were keeping that. But I mean, it's good to hear from Roy that we've got at least all of the other stuff sitting in there for the hub. I think maybe this is one of the draw cards for people. If they see in their Android BlackBerry this great app that is unified messaging center, and then they see their friend with a BlackBerry 10 device peeking and flowing through, they go, how on earth do you do that? Well, it's BlackBerry 10 oriented, and that might be the draw card for people to come across and say, well, I'm going to go and adopt BlackBerry 10 as my operating system.
Yeah, and one more thing, if you will have a base account, you will not see the base account on the hub. It will be in a different the Android base profile, if I get it right. But it will not be at the hub, not like the BlackBerry Balance or something like that. You will have to choose. So it's not perfect, but it's the best I think that BlackBerry can do on an Android.
Yeah, I'm sure Android has its own limitations as to that, whereas BlackBerry was built around the peak and flow and hub.
Mm.
You know, on Android, it's an app. Any which way you look at it, it's got to be an app.
Well, that's the model we've been sold, isn't it? We've got to have apps now rather than baked-in features. I like the idea that maybe we give what we can to Android, and for those who don't want to settle for a half-baked experience, well, we've got a BB10 option for you. Yeah, I can't see myself going that way. I can't see myself going with the Priv because of that, because of those baked-in options. But, you know, it's a good bridging option, I think, for BlackBerry.
I think that if Priv users will love the hub, will love the other features that BlackBerry give them, maybe they will buy a BlackBerry 10 device for better experience.
That's right.
I think here in the States, the big win of the Priv is just going to be letting people realize that BlackBerry's not dead, that they're still making phones. You know, when it hits all the carriers, which is what Chin was saying is going to happen, you know, and you go into your stores, your retailers, your carrier stores, and you see BlackBerry there, that's going to be huge in itself. You know, if people realize that BlackBerry is still there, maybe they'll be willing to look at BlackBerry 10 phones instead of jumping online and purchasing something that they've never actually seen before.
Yeah, even the keyboard, the virtual keyboard is the same of the BlackBerry 10.
You'd want it to be. I don't think you want to have the Android virtual keyboard with the BlackBerry elements that are being brought across. I hear what you're saying about the US, Brad. I don't know what you've heard, Roy, over your neck of the woods about the carrier situation. Sorry?
I saw at the device.
No, but I'm saying about the carrier saturation. Chen's saying it's going to come out to all carriers. He's obviously talking about the US, Canada. You guys are pretty well covered.
Well, Roy said in the previous podcast he was on that there's just no BlackBerries in Israel.
No. If you want to buy BlackBerry in Israel, you must order it on Amazon or fly to Europe and order through Shop BlackBerry. But if my partner will do a good job, maybe Israel will see the Priv at the start of 2016.
If he does his job?
Yeah. Shlomi is an official partner of BlackBerry in Israel.
Okay. We're probably one device ahead of you, Roy. Australia's got the Classic on one carrier, but I got to admit I'm a little skeptical about whether we'll see the Priv at all. Yeah, it's just the way this country goes.
I saw on my channels that somebody rumored that the Priv will go to India in a 26 November. So
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all. We tend to see a lot happening in our northern Asian neighbours, but yeah, as far as saturation down south goes, it's pretty weak. Pretty weak.
I think that North America first, Europe second, and after that Northeast Asia, Indonesia, India, UAE.
Yep.
All those countries.
Yep. And sometime in 2018, Australia. Oh boy.
Did you get any response, Chap? Chap's on the warpath again with his carrier.
No, not yet. Don't forget though, it is Saturday here, so I think they might be trying to avoid me before Monday.
See, Chap should be BlackBerry's official partner in Australia. He got the passport down there and actually has the first passport that was sold in Australia from a carrier. Now the battle's on for the Priv.
No, we sold thousands. There were heaps of them. They were going very, very quickly. I'm having a Dave experience. My phone's going. That's right. Can go to message. Yeah, they sold out 4 weeks in a row. There was not a passport to be found anywhere. It was quite a good experience. Don't know why they dropped them.
They probably got a special price from Apple to drop BlackBerry.
More than likely. More than likely. I'm not a legal entity and cannot be sued. Oh boy. Okay.
So what do we actually think about the Priv? I know that people in our groups were talking about it now that we've seen it a little bit more. Any change in opinion on you guys?
No, I want
to be getting it.
I will not. It will not replace my BlackBerry 10, but I want this device because it's the closest thing to be good Android.
There you go. I think we lost chat. We lost Dave, but yeah, I mean, my personal opinion. I was asked earlier by Burke on our channel what I thought of the Priv, and I think it's going to be the best Android ever built.
Yeah, the best secure Android that ever built.
Yeah, but I won't be getting it. I still want to grab the SE. That's my dream phone right now. But I won't be getting the Priv. The reason I would get the Priv would be to complete a collection. To have the first BlackBerry Android. But with BlackBerry's touches to it, I don't want an Android phone. But at the same time, I'm going to promote the heck out of it. Every Android friend I have knows all about the Priv, and they're all watching the video today as I'm forcing them to do it. I really think it's going to sell like crazy, and just not to me.
We welcome them again.
Hey,
yeah, I got to admit, sorry about the dropout there a minute ago. I actually had to take that phone call. I'm in agreement with you, Brad. I'm not sold on the Priv as my next daily driver BlackBerry device. If I get my hands on it to have a look at it and promote it to those who are still anxious about making the jump from Android or iOS straight into BlackBerry, then I'm going to do that. But yeah, there are too many good things about BB10 that I just cannot leave behind, regardless of what BlackBerry's brought to the party. Again, like you, I will promote the heck out of it because I think it's a good bridging phone, but just not enough to bring me across. And welcome back, Dave! Hey!
Hi, kids! My computer froze. My computer froze, and that really sucked. And when I rebooted it, my mouse pad on the laptop died, so I'm swishing around, and I couldn't do anything, and it was really rather frustrating. So I had to run downstairs and steal my son's mouse, and I'm back.
Hey.
So there.
Well, are you going to be running out to get the Priv, Dave?
I have put a fair amount of thought into that, and my initial reaction when it was first officially announced was that, nah, I'm going to stick with my Passport, which is a beast. And I've had it for a little over a year. I got it on its release day in Canada, which happened to be my birthday. So we're slightly past that as an an annual, and it's still a beast. And I tempered that thought maybe 2 weeks later by thinking, or by saying to myself, you know what? I'm so curious about toys. I love new toys. And maybe I could see myself picking one up to learn more and get familiar with what is an avenue. I'm going to call it an avenue and not a total company direction that BlackBerry is going in, and so that I could just be part of that experience, not as a daily driver, not necessarily anyway. I'm the kind of guy who, if I bought something, it would be my daily driver for X amount of time, and then go back to what I'm familiar with. I can't say that has really changed today. Will BlackBerry send us a test device? Boy, that would be fun. We could all take our views with some hands-on. That would be really cool to pass that around. Would I go out and spend the proposed $650 to $700 and something bucks unlocked Canadian pesos? I mean dollars. You know, there's a distinct possibility that I'd do that because stop laughing, because I'm just that kind of guy. I was in a contract with the Z30 and I had to go run out and get the passport. I was in a contract with my Z10 and I had to go run out and get the Z30. I'm just that kind of weird guy, or whatever. So would I do it? Yeah, I think I probably would. Am I going to do it day one? Not so sure. I'm extremely curious.
We do have people at UTB that are going to be picking it up as a second device. We've got people, even a couple that I think are going to be using it as a daily driver. That's their intentions, and I'm kind of anxious to see if that sticks. You know, because I know we have had one person that was very excited about getting apps. Shockingly, personally, and I mean this goes back to another conversation that we had, a fairly loud one in our group. But I think people jumping from BlackBerry 10 to Android, expecting an open world of apps, are going to be disappointed because you know, I've got Android devices, I've got tablets, and I've had them, and I'm telling you, you flip through the Google Play Store, there's not a lot there. You know, I mean, there's a lot of apps, but one doesn't necessarily do much more than the next one, and then you still run into this app not compatible with this device. You know, that's still an ongoing thing with the Google Play Store. So
sure, and that very much speaks to the fragmented hardware situation that exists and probably will never go away. I don't know. For me, I use 2, maybe 3 Android apps at work, and I'd miss them if they ceased to operate. One is a Unified Communications app that is part and parcel of the phone system at our office, so I can instant message with people in our office space, and I can make and take telephone calls through that interface on my BlackBerry Passport or a Z30 or a Z10 or whatever. And that is an Android app that we acquire through Google Play. And I also use OneNote, and that works respectably on those devices as well, as stated. And I don't use an awful lot for work other than those 2 things. And so if they sort of quit working on BlackBerry 10, that would be sort of sad for me because there's no web. Well, there is a web equivalent to OneNote, but that's sad, and I don't care what you're using. That could be a Windows PC, and it wouldn't be a good experience. You know, apart from those two things, I don't need a pile of apps because, as has been stated before on numerous occasions, the BlackBerry 10 ecosystem or handset comes right out of the box with so much that the requirement for apps is not there. I'm not an Instagram guy, so sorry, or Snapchat, sorry. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff because I just don't care.
Well, we're kind of thankful you're not a Snapchat guy, but I get what you're saying. I mean, honestly, like my Android devices that I've had in the past, it was immediately...
Brad, this is your favorite smiley.
Hey, I just tried to rush past that real quick. But I mean, like you're talking about, that's a valid point because I get an Android device and the first thing I do is run in there and grab apps that I need to get that device functional for me. Whereas I get a new BlackBerry 10 device and I'm playing with it, but I mean, in all honesty, it could be a while before I even open the app world. I keep seeing like people post, hey, there's a new app, like Quinn was always posting, hey, there's a new app. I never saw them because I rarely go to App World.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I've got in my mind, and we talked about Android fragmentation. Yes, there are the apps, and the apps only work.
Wait a minute. There's only one thing in your mind?
Yeah. Well, I am from Australia.
Okay, just checking.
One thing in his mind, and it's koalas.
Yeah, carry on.
Drop bears. Go Google it. One of the things in my mind about this whole move to an Android operating system is you think about your devices that are on Android. They probably get 1 or 2 major upgrades to their operating system max. So we talk about the fragmentation, and you get to a certain point with a device, and you can't go any further. As BlackBerry users, we are experienced at, I don't care whether you've got a Z10 right up to a Passport. We've all got the same operating system, and it's worked, and it's been fine. What's in my mind is how does the Priv transcend that? Does it transcend that for the BlackBerry experience, being able to keep going with your operating system upgrades, or does the Priv sit in that fragmented device network, and you know, you get 2 or 3 Android upgrades and you can't do it anymore?
You know, that's
Roy,
such a
I don't know with your experience whether you have any insight into that.
You're up, Roy. Just
I don't really know, but I think that the BlackBerry is providing the updates for the Priv, not Android.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess BlackBerry will bring the updates to the devices.
Yeah.
Regardless to what Google will release.
Well, and Roy, I think you're pointing in the right direction. The fact that BlackBerry is working with Google on this quite possibly points to the idea that BlackBerry is going to be able to punch their own updates to their own devices. That would be really cool. And I'm really hoping it'll bypass the carriers, because the carriers are an issue. I mean, God love you guys. You're what makes my phone call down to Chap happen. But
you're an issue.
Yeah, but really, you know, I don't buy my my stove from the electric company, and I don't buy my car from the gas company. So come on, let's let our phones free.
Well, I mean,
Can you imagine how cheap it would be
confusing.
if you did? Yeah.
Well, I think we might be confusing a couple things because, Chin was
Not me.
talking about security updates coming from BlackBerry. They have this new patch method that they would be doing. The operating system updates, those will still come from Google. I mean, those are Google Android operating system updates. And I'm not going to guess if they're going to come directly from Google or from the carriers. Listening to what Chin was talking about in his last interview, it looks like something that everyone's looking at, but hasn't really changed yet.
And Brad, hells no, you're absolutely right. I mean, remember that list of, I don't know what it was, 15 APKs that was the BlackBerry experience type thing on Android? All of those things have to be vetted on whatever Google wants to put out there, Marshmallow and beyond.
we don't talk about and beyond here.
And beyond. Come on, it's and beyond.
I don't know how much beyond Google can evolve.
I'm gonna stop doing that now.
Good.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Roy.
See, I do want to finish this point though. I think a big reason that we have maintained getting updates on old devices is it's a completely different way of doing business that BlackBerry's always done versus what these Android carriers or Android OEMs do, which is basically follow Apple. Their business strategy is those phones need to be replaced. It's like you need those people, the planned obsolescence, you need them to go buy a new phone to maintain your business. And, we know that people maintain their BlackBerries longer than the others. That was something that was shown not too long ago.
Yeah.
But why is that? And you look at BlackBerry's major customers, you look at those high-security enterprise customers and more than that, the governments, they don't go out and buy new phones every year. When they make an investment in something, it's there to stay for a while. That's why we still had so many agencies and that were still walking around with bulbs. It's one of the main reasons why the BlackBerry 10 devices didn't take off right away, because those customers didn't run out and buy them. So BlackBerry needs to keep up.
Yeah, I think they were still in the OS 7 cycle. And you're right, Brad. I mean, let's face it; those things roll over slowly. And when they want to do a thing like that, they're looking at a 5-year plan probably, or more, not a 2-year plan like a consumer does. So I think you're absolutely right.
Mm. That's why Kim Kardashian can still have her Bold 9900s.
Yeah, because she buys them off of eBay or something.
I wonder how many people ran out and bought Bolds and put them on eBay hoping that she would call in.
I don't know, and I don't care.
There's a particular primate that we know who I think may have tried something like that along the line.
Yeah.
Really?
Sorry, Roy, that's an in-joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know what Roy's been up to. What's your thing lately, man?
My thing? We had a sports day at work, so I played football and I injured.
But did you score a goal is what I want to know.
We won 2 games. I didn't score.
Well, that's cool. You won 2 games.
Yeah, we won 2 games.
You still get a trophy, right?
What?
You've got 11 people on the pitch.
No, it's like 4 on
somebody
4,
scores.
something like this. Against the
Oh,
other.
then you didn't score. That's his problem.
Yeah, but as said before, I don't know how much Google can evolve Android much more than what we see now. So basically, even they will have Google will update to 7 or whatever they call the updates. It not be much difference than the Marshmallow or the 5.1 OS. So I don't really care if Google will update my Priv or not. I want BlackBerry will update the hub, the contacts, the T-Tech app, the BlackBerry Experience app must be updated by BlackBerry. All the others, I don't really care.
Right. Okay. That's good. That's good insight. What's the next one after M? Is it nutmeg? Is it nougat? Or I don't know what's next. But you're right. If we're going to adopt this foreign object, then the things that we want to inject onto this foreign object, which is the BlackBerry experience, and all of those 15 or whatever APKs on there, needs to improve and expand and integrate and get even dig deeper into the operating system if it can. Because after nougat, what is there?
Oh.
The end of the dinner?
O comes next.
I know. And so do we all have to
have... Oh my gosh, we're out of desserts.
Do we all have to have an O face after that? Is it going to be O face recognition? I don't know.
I think that's a fair point to say, Roy, and it's fair enough for us, especially as BlackBerry users, to say it. But what do you say then to the Android user who's coming into the BlackBerry experience? He doesn't just want they don't just want the 15 or so BlackBerry experience APKs updated. They want a greater experience all around. It's easy enough for us to say, well, just go get a BlackBerry, and all your problems will be solved. But yeah, I guess I wonder where they're going to go with it.
I wonder.
I'm happy to leave that out there rhetorical.
I wonder what BlackBerry do with the BlackBerry Experience app for other users, other Android users. You as an LG user can buy the Hub app or the T-Tech or something else. Then we can make money from it.
I got to thinking about that today because I've said all along that of course they could license it to other manufacturers, of course they could sell it as an app. I think it's really going to come down to the success of the Priv. If the Priv sells millions and is the most successful BlackBerry we've seen in the last 10 years, why would they? That's the draw of the Priv. Keep selling BlackBerry Androids, offering something that people can't get on other Androids. If it's a lackluster reception, which I don't think it's going to be, and if it doesn't really sell the devices, then yeah, the Experience Suite could be another source of income for them. So I think it really comes down to what provides the better competitive advantage. If the advantage is to keep it as a BlackBerry-only function, they're going to keep it that way. It depends on what they're going to make more money doing.
I think that the X factor of the device will be the physical keyboard. This is my thoughts. This will be the real difference between an Android and a good Android.
Yeah, all my
What is the laugh about?
A good Android.
If BlackBerry make it, it's a good Android. It's not
I get what you're saying, Roy. It just sounded really funny.
Okay. You know my next.
No, not that. It's just you got Android, and now you have a good Android.
An Android and a good Android.
These are not the good Androids you're looking for. No, they're not.
They actually, with acquiring good, they could just take that trademark and call it the good Android.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Okay, you
Absolutely.
better copyright that very quickly, sir.
Yeah.
You can monetize UTB.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's money? Where's the money? I don't know. Show me the money.
Oh boy. What next?
So, hey, wait a minute. DTEC, that DTEC icon. What the heck is DTEC? What have we done? Where is it? What is it? What are we doing?
Okay.
And what the hell does it do?
Relax.
I don't want to relax.
I saw the DTEC. It's basically an app that tell you that how much your device is secure now.
Yeah.
If you have malware or anything else that can make your device not protected.
and see, I have a feeling that's how they're securing Android.
So,
because that
or whatever they call it.
Roy, is that an Android electronic condom thing, or what is it?
it's more like an alert.
Like yeah.
That's the presentation you get at high school, Dave.
That's right. I mean, it's like today in tech class, we're going to show you the electronic condom. Yes, indeed, we are.
It's the app that prevent malware to penetrate your device.
That's right, my friend. That's right.
There it is.
We've lost Dave. We've lost him.
Oh, God. I'm having fun. What can you say? No, seriously, though. The DTEC app, it's been an obvious icon for the last, I don't know, few weeks. And seriously, though, what do you see as its abilities in what we can do? Because we all know that, people say that, Android apps are, the most subjected to malware. Android is the most subjected to malware. So this is obviously a take on, for BlackBerry to be able to say that, hey, we're going to attack this and we're going to dumb it down and we're going to try to kill it. But I don't know very much about it, and I'm wondering how deep this thing goes. Does it inspect your apps like it does on BlackBerry 10, where you're installing an app from Amazon, let's say, or anywhere, and BlackBerry 10 goes, oh, you know what? Yeah, I've looked at this app, and it is not known by us to have any malware on it. Or does it go deeper than that?
I think it's going deeper. I think it's monitoring your apps, and it's monitoring what's going on your.
You think it's real time?
Working on your background on the device.
And see, this is a conversation we had before where we keep seeing people say, oh, the first time Google is hacked or Android is hacked and BlackBerry is part of it, then their reputation's destroyed forever. I don't agree with that at all because,
I know.
BlackBerry 10 is secure. BlackBerry 10 is secure. We know that. We're safe on it. As secure as you can get in a consumer-level device, and then you can make it even more so through Bez and SecuSmart, etc. Android is innately insecure, and I think Chen was very forthcoming in stating that, BlackBerry Android is not up to par with BlackBerry 10. So they're monitoring it, and they have a way to send out security patches to keep it safer. But like what I was saying, a car alarm is a security device. A car alarm is not going to stop your car from getting broken into, but it's going to let you know when it's happening. That's how I see this DTEC app.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. you know, it's a fair comment, and I know, or at least I think I know, because I heard something that made sense to me from Chen's last Recode video, that they're signing the hardware with the software like they do with BB10, so they're putting pins or whatever you want to call it in chips in the hardware, and you're going to be signed with the operating system. That to me says that you won't be able to root this thing, and that, of course, is not a statement by me. That's not a statement by BlackBerry. That's not anything other than my observation. If you are going to sign these two things together, then hopefully it's not rootable. Because to me, if you can root something, it's not secure. And I'm hoping that they can pull that off. And that is completely different than apps. Apps are their own thing. You can put rogue stuff on your machine, and it doesn't matter whether your machine is rootable or not. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out. If they can sign the hardware with the software and not let you root it, that'll be a large boon to the security aspect of the device for enterprise or anyone.
Agreed.
Agreed.
That's unanimous.
Well, then my job is done. I'm going to,
And next on the agenda.
Yes, exactly.
10.3.3. We've had some conversations in the community the last couple days. Had a self-proclaimed leaker saying that we would see a beta yesterday. That didn't happen. And then today posted some more information that shouldn't have been posted temporarily. I don't know how deep we want to get into this, but I know that actually, let's get real deep into it. Dylan Habkirk from BlackBerry Central yesterday posted that we would see a beta today. I'm not in the beta group. I'm either. Yeah. So he posted that there'd be a beta, and people were awaiting a leak. They were hoping for a leak end, and it didn't happen. So today he puts up a post that he's since taken down, but I, of course, took a screenshot because it was necessary. Let's see, 10.3.3 beta update. No planned 10.3.3 public beta for 2015. Enterprise beta is planned to start in the next 2 weeks. No further 10.3 plus beta testing planned for 2015. Priv beta is likely. Software accessories only. This is because 10.3.3 isn't a major update, but rather a more minor one focused on security. Don't fret. We'll see some apps pop up. Just don't set expectations too high. Then first comment on his post is, this post will be deleted in 10 minutes. Followed by other commenters stating, sounds like BB10 is confirmed pretty much dead then. And with every new sounds, I get closer to the feeling you have already attained. Really sad though. BlackBerry 10 is dead. BlackBerry Priv is too expensive. So sad. This is the bullshit that leakers like to do to get their 15 minutes of fame. And this is the problem. So piecing together pieces, beta group was told that there'd be news yesterday, so Dylan thought now would be the time to say that we're going to get something tomorrow. That backfired on him. So today, apparently this information was stated, and here's my take on it. Every beta that's been released to the beta group has been leaked. We know that BlackBerry doesn't want leaks. We know that this is something that they've been trying to stop. my personal opinion, entirely my own, not based on any conversations with anybody. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I work at BlackBerry or know somebody from BlackBerry, is that they've decided to stop letting these leaks take place by stopping putting them in the beta group.
They took action against it.
Exactly. They're taking action. They're stopping it. Something that we've actually been asking them to do for some time now. And so this gets twisted into guessing what the next leak is, or what the next beta is going to be, and gets twisted into the community thinking BlackBerry's dead. BlackBerry 10 is dead. I'm tired of it. You know, it's like, why are we going to stick a knife in BlackBerry's back for 15 minutes of fame? You thought you had information, you were wrong, let it die. And when it's obvious that they're trying to stop leaks by not using what has created leaks for every prior beta release, you're going to turn around and leak that?
No, I know, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. I am part of the beta, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But it's inappropriate to share with people the things that happen in an NDA environment. It is completely inappropriate. I've never done that because I don't want to, and I don't care about that kind of fame. But you can't expect something. It's hilarious that somebody expected something, being part of a group, or even knowing something, knowing someone that was part of a group, and then with no, I can tell you there was no pre-statement. And telling thousands of people that they were going to expect something the next day, and it not happening is just ridiculous. Sorry, man, but if you can't substantiate your statements, it's not a good thing. I don't know what to say. I'm part of the group, but it's sad that you'd even go there. Sorry, man.
My take on it is this really comes from the absolutely contradictory sense that a lot of people out there have about what needs to happen. There were a couple of comments on some of our channels. One person in particular was basically saying they need to tell us exactly what's happening, they need to tell us exactly what we're to expect, and they have to get it right. That is putting an unrealistic expectations. Chen said March 2016, that's when we'd be looking at 10.3.3. The entire community seems absolutely dead set on pushing that time frame forward by calling for leaks, by saying when's it going to happen, and this. Sorry, I'm kind of getting a bit worked up here, but it really ticks me off. It really ticks me off to see the way that people try and push these companies. What they end up doing is pushing them to make a statement which forces them to fail. I think of the BlackBerry 10 on Playbook announcement. That was pushed. The community was pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Something spat out, and I think also one of the reasons why we've seen the Priv showcased at the earnings call was not because that's the way that Chen wanted to do it. It was because there was so much stuff out there already that they couldn't do anything else but put something on the table and say, this is where we're going to go.
Yeah.
And it really frustrates me to see these sorts of things happening. People putting stuff out there, even speculation. Speculation does no good if you've got nothing to go on. And a slight statement, to turn around and say something as specific as that, you've got nothing. You're just doing damage. Why would you continue to do damage? All right,
I
I'll
don't
shut
know.
up now.
It's bizarre. I just got to say quickly that I got to split for 10 minutes. So hopefully you guys will still be here when I get back. But I got to go.
I'll keep ranting.
Yeah. Please rant and rant some more. And if you can't rant anymore, then please engage, Brad, because I know he can rant, and Roy can do some. Let's go. Anyway,
I'm sure it's in him.
See you soon.
See you soon, Dave. See you soon, Dave.
Well, just to go on with what you were saying, chap, right before we got on this podcast, I had a BlackBerry user, a friend of mine, been one of our friends since before we started UTB, says, well, I will give them this. They have just achieved the most censored, effed up launch in tech history, in my opinion. Because it's taking so long to get the priv out. And here's the thing, that if BlackBerry would have could have controlled the timeline of when it was first presented to us, it wouldn't be that long. We're looking at next month. If as one of you just got done saying, they presented it at the when they did because it was being leaked everywhere. This is another case of where leaks are hurting BlackBerry. We've got people upset now that they can't have the priv in their hands because we've been seeing it for so long, which BlackBerry just showed it to us officially. These were leaks, things that shouldn't have been out, but for some reason are held in some high regard in our community. And I understand it. There's iPhone leaks, there's Samsung leaks. We've always had this leak culture in the BlackBerry community. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I never use leaks, I never look for leaks. Of course I did. We all did. But BlackBerry wasn't a company in the middle of a turnaround. It wasn't a company that was being sacrificed for somebody's fame. Right now that's exactly what's taking place. As fans, we need to be supporting BlackBerry. We need to be supporting them and their control of what gets released and when. And we need to not be upset when we can't get the information that we used to get, so now we're going to go on our own podcasts and troll BlackBerry. No.
Yeah, I'd like to see us hear what BlackBerry's saying and go, okay, so that's it. March 2016, 10.3.3. Okay, that's fine. We've got 10.3.2, which we're working well with. We've got a device coming out which we can talk about, which we can chew the fat about now that it's out there officially. You know what? I think we're just pushing it too far, and it frustrates the living daylights out of me.
I think that BlackBerry should check herself how so many leaks get out from BlackBerry headquarters. How people can picture the priv out in the wild if they don't want it to be posted in every blog.
Yep.
So Chen must do something. Fire employees, renew the NDA or whatever. He must do something.
Disable internal cameras.
Yeah.
And not let any devices out in the wild.
Because you can't stop we talked about it, I think, the last time I participated, about the leakers. Leakers will not stop to leak. For 15 minutes of famous, they will not. For more 10 or 100,000 visitors, they will not stop to leak. But BlackBerry should check how the priv was leaked. So many pictures of it. It's too early.
Way too early. And just continuous. And it's truly damaging. It truly is. And like this EV Leaks guy, that's what he does. That's how he got his name. That's the only reason why anybody knows who this guy is because he leaks all this information. And he's not a fan. You know, he doesn't portray himself as a fan. He portrays himself as a leaker. My issue is with those that portray themselves as fans that obviously aren't. Because if they were fans, they would be wanting the success of the company. And I'm not seeing that taking place in a lot of websites right now. I mean, there are a lot of websites out there that I hold in very high regard that are fan sites. There's 3 or 4 that I don't, and things need to stop.
Yeah. I don't think it will happen. Never, ever. But,
I would like to see BlackBerry go on the offensive on these leaks. I mean, we know in any situation you've got people, you've got human beings working for you, that you've got people that are going to have a hard time keeping secrets. It happens, and we know through the rumor mill that there have been employees terminated due to leaks. But how about we go after the people that are publicizing these things? That's what I'd like to see. If you stop the people that are publicizing it, then perhaps the people will be less apt to try and get this information out to them. Personal opinion.
Big problem is going after somebody who is leaking NDA information without having been bound by an NDA. I hear your frustration. I hear what you'd like to see BlackBerry do, but I think to take that next step and jump beyond those people who've signed those non-disclosure agreements, it's just fraught with legal complications that I don't think even BlackBerry can overcome, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're probably right. Doesn't make it any less frustrating.
I know. I'm frustrated with you, man. Okay, we done on 10.3.3?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Now I've forgotten what else was on the agenda there. The triumphant return of Chap. Roy from Barry IL. I think we kind of touched on everything, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we.
You have anything going on over there, Roy, that you'd like to talk about?
No, same shit every day.
I think it's funny that it's normally Dave that uses that word, and he's kind of known for it on these blogcasts, but he's the only one who's not said it so far. Oh, I can't remember. Oh well. Okay. We're good here, Brad?
We're good. Let's get this out that we want to, fans right now need to be promoting. I heard rumors. I don't know if it was true. I know I couldn't get on, so I'm hoping that was the case, but I heard rumors that the Inside BlackBerry site actually went down today due to too much traffic with the release of the PRIV information. I really hope that's true. I haven't been able to get any sort of confirmation on it, but if that's the case, that would be huge for BlackBerry. It'd be the first time that's happened with the BlackBerry device in any time that I can remember.
That maybe the best BlackBerry selling device will be in Android. It's a little bit sad. Little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that just comes down to market share, really.
Yeah.
I've just checked. The site is back up. I too had trouble getting into it, like you did, Brad, but they seem to have cleared the airways. But I think you're right, Roy. This could be the best-selling BlackBerry device we've ever seen, but I think it comes down to market share. Android as a whole has the market share to make it happen, and I think because they're not bound to their OEMs the way that Apple and BlackBerry are, we could see a good transition here.
But
this
at
is going to be good for BlackBerry.
the same time, this is something I wrote a piece a day or two ago about the pies, the
I
piece
must
of
have
the
missed
pie. Yeah, he's like, oh, Brad wrote that. I'm not going to read it. But I mean, but everybody seems to think it's all or nothing. It's Android or BlackBerry 10. I hear people say if the Priv is successful, we lose BlackBerry 10, and I keep repeating it over and over that it's two different markets. You know, maybe in the future those markets can merge. It's not happening right now, and we're going to see continued development on BB10. We're going to see continued development on Android. If we stop reading between the lines and listen to what Chin has said, he's been very upfront about it. You know, as he said, he wins in this very small portion of pie. He's the number one. He's not going to give that up, and he's going after a bigger portion of the pie. He said he's not abandoning his BlackBerry 10 users. And take that a step further. Look at inside BlackBerry. Look at the BlackBerry BBM channels. They are promoting BlackBerry 10 devices more than they have ever done before. But they're promoting it to a specific market. They're promoting it to us. You know, we are BlackBerry users, and they're promoting these devices to us. They are coming out with an Android phone. It doesn't look like a BlackBerry 10 phone. It looks like an Android phone. It's obvious who they're pointing this device at. They want to pull Android users into a BlackBerry device. I mean, I keep hearing people say the writing's on the wall, read between the lines. I'm listening to what Chin is stating and what BlackBerry is stating and what they're actually doing. And I'm excited for BlackBerry 10. You know, if this Android sells the way I think it's going to, that means great things for BlackBerry 10 going forward. I'm not planning on rushing out and buying the Priv, but I guarantee you I'm very excited for my next BlackBerry device, my next BlackBerry 10 device, and I don't think it's going to be a device that's on the market right now.
No.
Yeah, if the Priv success, the next BlackBerry 10 device will make better, because people will know that BlackBerry is alive, not dead, not bankrupting or something. And when you see that the company is alive and it's good, they make good devices, you will go and buy the original BlackBerry, not the Android one. And I think that the target that Chen pointed like 5 million devices.
5 million, yeah.
5 million.
I don't think that's
it's actually a downgrade from 10 million, which was what, a year ago.
Right.
So that I think the very fact that they've gone from 10 to 5 million devices to be profitable, that's actually a pretty good thing.
It is.
From
it's
a business
positive.
That they don't need the revenue to make the hardware division.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember all, but BlackBerry in 2009, I saw one of the financial reports, and in one quarter they sold like half a million and make profit from it. So it's not depend how many devices you sold. It's what your how much money you make from those devices.
Yes.
So if Chen can sell the Priv, I think 5 billion in 1 month or 1 quarter at least, if the device will be good. So I'm sure we will see a BlackBerry 10 device for us.
And look,
agree more.
look at the future. You know, I mean, BlackBerry has made it very clear that they are a software company, that devices are a part of it, you know, providing their end-to-end solution. But we look at where they're headed. We're headed for a very different future in mobile. We're headed towards the IoT. It's not going to be app-driven. It's going to be it's going to be communication driven between our various devices. And we know BlackBerry's forward thinking. We know that they want to be on the ground floor of this. And I believe that BlackBerry 10 is their inroad there. You know, BlackBerry 10 is much more capable than Android. It's infinitely more capable than iOS. With the direction we're heading into the IoT, I don't think BlackBerry 10, anyone there will be willing to give up BlackBerry 10, which will be so capable in the IoT, for something that will need to be apped out to even work with the IoT.
Chen said that you want to secure the IoT world, so you can't make it with Android. You must keep innovate with Q&A in BlackBerry 10. So maybe we will see BlackBerry 10 as an IoT OS, and for consumers, maybe it will be Android.
Well, I got to admit, when it comes to looking at IoT, I don't see much of a difference between IoT users and consumer users. We're talking about fridges and washing machines and all of these sorts of things that interact. I think that the IoT world is the world of the consumer. There will be business applications, but the ground level applications of IoT are consumer driven. They're going to be consumer based. So I don't necessarily see a difference between consumer stuff and IoT. I think we might see people drawn back to BlackBerry 10 because of IoT.
I meant smartphones and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I get you. To where there's that split between, as Chin stated, you've got your people that want apps and you've got your people that want security, and he wants to serve both of those markets. And I think you're right. And I think for the next couple years we're going to see it that way. I think I wouldn't be surprised if those of us that want to stick with BB10 will kind of be forced to purchase through Amazon and Shop BlackBerry because our carriers won't carry them, our retailers won't carry them. But we will have the Android BlackBerries in the stores making a ton of profit for BlackBerry, which is great. Because, I mean, just look at what we have right now at the intercommunication that we have on our devices. You know, Android is a hodgepodge. It is so cluttered. Everything is tedious. The IoT is supposed to be the opposite of that. Things just working together with ease. And any of us that use BB10 knows that's exactly how that already operates. I just think, you know, BlackBerry's making it a point to be on the ground floor of the IoT, and they've got the perfect platform for it. And as the IoT evolves, we will see that. And I also think the IoT is going to bring with it kind of less of a dependency on apps. You know, and the apps that we have will be a universal app. You know, we've been headed that direction for years, but we know that Apple's been fighting it, Google's been fighting it. It's just the natural order. There's a time when that native app, that app that's only built for one platform, is just going to cave in on itself. And I think the IoT is going to force that to happen.
But we see the building blocks for that already with BlackBerry. I mean, between Link and Blend, you can have communication with your PC through Link away from your PC. Through Blend, you can have communication with your phone away from your phone. And I wrote an article about this just as a side effect of what that can mean. My wife using the phone somewhere else does need to be in the house, and I'm still texting and messaging through the phone sitting at my PC. So we already see the building blocks of that in the BlackBerry system, and I think we're just going to see it expand exponentially from here on in.
Yeah, I want to text my refrigerator to make me some food.
Yeah,
BlackBerry do it?
Your refrigerator needs to be an oven as well, though, Roy. It tells the oven to cook your steak.
That you test your BlackBerry 10 OS on your refrigerator. Please tell me what's missing in my refrigerator or something.
The game's on. I don't want to walk away from it, so get me a beer.
Yeah, I'm not going to be happy until I've got vacuum tubes all around my house bringing me stuff.
Speaking of the games being on, Dave, you're back.
I am. I've done my duty, and here I am.
That's kind of gross, Dave. I hope you cleaned up after yourself.
I did, and you don't want to necessarily see the, you know what? That was unnecessary. Anyway, what the hell were you guys talking about over the last 20 minutes?
Just something little, the IoT.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small thing, yeah.
Yeah.
We're just
Totally a
about to
small
wrap
thing.
up, actually, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wiped up, and you can wrap up.
Yeah. I think we're all clear here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad I could be
good?
part of the finishing then. Whatever.
Well, Chap, I'm glad you're back where you belong, even though it was kind of cool to get to see you face to face. And Roy, I'm so glad you came back again. You're always welcome. Anytime you want to wake up super early, we're here.
I will remember that. Yeah.
You watch some Australian daytime television.
It's still dark out there,
Well, it just got dark here, so we're even.
Yeah, I will have a sun in 20 minutes. There will be light, I think, something like that.
We're just hitting peak temperatures here in Australia, and my gosh, has it been hot. Well, thanks for coming, everybody.
Good night.
See you again soon.
Good night.
And we'll.
Good morning, good night, good evening, good afternoon. Whatever is the time zone on your place.
All right. Good night, folks.
Yeah, good night.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Thanks for coming.